Good morning. Welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting. We appreciate your attendance, and for the viewers, we thank you for tuning in. For introductions, on my left is Commissioner Deb Shore and Commissioner Todd Wilchin, and on my right is Vice Chair Larry Hudkins and Commissioner Bill Avery. And I am Commissioner Roma Amundson, Chair of the Board. Will you please join me now in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, well, thank you for doing so. And Madam Clerk, will you begin the agenda, please?
Sure. Before we begin, I'd like to announce that a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, February 10th, 2015.
Move approval.
Second.
Are there any additions or corrections? Okay, please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 is approval of all claims processed through February 17th, 2015.
I move approval. Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 3 is special presentation. These are for the Commissioner's Award of Excellence, Honorable Mention, and 2014 Annual Winner. I do have some comments to read, maybe prior to the actual...
That would be fine. Please go
Is
ahead.
that okay? Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of background information. The County Commissioner's Award of Excellence recognizes employees who consistently provide outstanding service and work that demonstrates exemplary personal commitment to Lancaster County. Employees may be nominated for the award based on the following criteria: safety, productivity, loss prevention, customer relations, or valor. Nominations are reviewed by the Commissioner's Award of Excellence Committee. The committee members are representative of the various bargaining units and classified employees. They include Jim Bayard Jr., Rob Soflin, Lynn Forsgren, Marvin Little, Todd Stiskel, Mike Hawley, Andrea McClatchy, and Minette Janucki. If there are members of the Commissioner's Award of Excellence Committee present, will they please stand and be recognized? In 2014, Lancaster County had 870 regular employees. 8 county employees were honored with 8 monthly awards that were presented during the year. Monthly winners receive a plaque and a day of vacation. Today we are honoring an annual winner and an honorable mention winner. The honorable mention winner will receive a plaque, and the annual winner will receive a plaque and 2 days of vacation. So now we can just roll right into the awards. The honorable mention award, Richard Bush, County City Property Management.
Please step forward.
Richard Bush was nominated by Liz Shea in the category of Customer Relations and won the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for the month of January 2014. Richard works as a maintenance repair worker in property management. In her nomination, Ms. Shea stated, "In his position as Repair Worker 2 for Building and Grounds, Richard is my go-to person at the County City Building when it comes time to both install and take down artists' work on a quarterly basis throughout the year. As such, I have had the opportunity to observe Richard's stellar capabilities regarding interacting with each of the artists and the multitude of individuals who are part of the building's workforce. I cannot even imagine the multitude of tasks that are a regular part of his workload. For that reason, he is even more deserving of being recognized for this award in customer relations, as he always makes my work as a volunteer remarkably easy. He is extremely gracious, flexible, and willing to adjust his schedule as required by the exhibition calendar. In fact, I have been most impressed with Richard's gentle handling of the artwork, sensitive and polite disposition, and his natural talent at aesthetically positioning the work within the exhibition space."
It's my pleasure to present this award to you, the 2014 Annual Commissioner's Award of Excellence Honorable Mention. It is people like you who make the wheels of government turn in this county. and we're proud of you, and we appreciate what you do. Okay. Enjoy that vacation.
Richard, would you like to introduce your guests?
Those who nominated me and people from our crew. So.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, thank you so very much for all the work that you do for our building here. Okay.
Okay, moving on to the annual award winner. It's Kurt Renner with the County City Property Management Department. Kurt Renner is a maintenance repair worker in property management. He was nominated by District Court Judge Robert Ott in the category of productivity and won the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for the month of August 2014. In his nomination, Judge Ott wrote, "Kurt's carpentry skills are remarkable. We often have projects for the court which requires the construction or modification of bookcases, cabinets, counters, desktops, etc. that would simply be too expensive to purchase and would not match the style or quality that has been maintained in our courtrooms and chambers. Recently, Kurt agreed to help with refurbishing a jury lounge in the Hall of Justice. He built tables, cabinets, and counters, which would not have been in the budget. Kurt's work and skill turned what was a shabby room into a usable conference and meeting space. Judge Ott added, "I am confident Kurt's work for the county pays for itself many times over, and it is always a pleasure to deal with Kurt on any project." Kurt did a total of 10 pieces, and the work was simply superb. I suspect the work had a value of more than $7,500. Congratulations, Kurt.
On behalf of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners, we want to present you with this award, certainly earned, and I always appreciate shaking hands with another guy that combs his hair with a washcloth. Congratulations. Would you like to say a word or two and introduce any family or friend you have here?
This is my wife, Ann, and I appreciate the award. It's been a good job, real constant in my life. Yeah.
Well, we certainly.
And gentlemen, congratulations to you both. And I also have to extend a word to Don. You hire an amazing people to have both the award winner of the year and honorable mention. So congratulations as well to you and the other employees that I know work so hard as part of the team.
Thank you. We're extremely pleased to have both these employees from our department. These are both what I call can-do kind of employees. They always have the best interest of the county, and there's never a project that they're not willing to take on and accomplish with great skill. So thank you for considering them for the award.
It's certainly our pleasure.
Okay. Well, congratulations also to the families, too, because behind every successful man, there's always a family, right? Okay.
Okay, moving on to new business. Item 4A is a special events permit application from Tiger Coaching and Personal Training, Inc. to hold the Last Blast Lincoln Triathlon on September 20th, 2015 at the Branched Oak State Recreation Area.
Chambers.
All right. Hi, Ron.
Hi. How you doing there?
Good, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Again, this will be our 4th year of holding this triathlon out there, and it is.
Okay, excuse me. Could you say who you are for the?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Gary Bredehoff, owner of Tiger Coaching and Personal Training, and this will be our 4th year of holding the triathlon at Branched Oak, and this is also a fundraiser for the YMCA Strong Kids campaign. So
Cool.
we've been able to raise over $10,000 the last 3 years, so it's been a great fundraiser for them. Also want to just thank Tom Morrison out there at Game and Park's been great to work with. And last year, Malcolm Fire and Rescue was out to cover our event, and they volunteered and did that. So it's been a great community event, and we had about 200 participants last year. So I have no objections to any of the conditions. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those at this time.
Larry?
Well, I just want to appreciate the way you conduct that race and coordination with the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, and while it is sometimes in the middle of soybean harvest, they usually work it out pretty well. So
You bet.
you've
Thank
done
you.
a
Yeah.
very responsible job of handling it in the past.
Thank you. We're always looking for the utmost safety for our athletes and for the community out there, so.
Right.
That's a great deal for the Strong Kids campaign.
Yes, yes, it is. It's been, and the YMCA's been great to work with getting us volunteers too, so.
I will move approval of the special events permit.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the special events permit application. Is there any discussion? If not, please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 4B is appointment of Deborah McGuire to the Lincoln-Lancaster County Air Pollution Control Advisory Board for a term to expire September 1st, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we appoint, that we approve the appointment of Deborah McGuire. Any discussion? Please call the roll. Oh, excuse me.
That's okay. I was just going to say that we're glad that she's eminently qualified, and it's a non-paying position. Does require some time and effort, but certainly in the issues of good air quality in Lincoln and Lancaster County, it's an important committee to serve on.
Right. Thank you, Larry. Okay, please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item C is the City of Lincoln and Lancaster County Federal Procurement Manual.
And I believe that we've had an adequate discussion on the federal procurement manual in all of our meetings, so
Move approval.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that we approve the City of Lincoln, Lancaster
With
County.
gratitude to our purchasing department, specifically Bob Walla, and I know many other department officials and elected officials were a part of the review process of that. So thanks, Bob.
Thank you so much for your work, right. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item D is a recommendation from the Purchasing Department and the County Sheriff to award a bid per bid number 15-26 to Teal Technologies for law enforcement computer equipment. The total amount is $26,630.
Good morning. Jeff Blymeister, Chief Deputy with the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. I just wanted to comment on this, that our technology guys and Bob Walla worked hard on this to get this particular bid in place. This is also funds that are not coming out of the general fund. They're part of the plan that was presented to you guys at mid-year, in that this is the use of forfeited assets to pay for this technology. The training that our guys attended in Texas, which was a 2-week training, was also not paid for with general fund dollars. It was actually paid for out of the county drug fund. So.
I move adoption.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the bid. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 4E is an agreement between Oling Development Company and Lancaster County to guarantee construction improvements within the final plat of Meadow View Second Edition.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this agreement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item F is an agreement with Released and Restored for job readiness life skills classes for inmates in custody at the Lancaster County Jail. The county will pay $1,170 per 8-class program. Term of the contract is March 1st, 2015 to February 29th, 2016.
Yep.
And I will just note that these funds are coming from the inmate benefit fund and not general property tax dollars.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this agreement with Released and Restored. Any discussion? Okay. Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item G is a grant contract with Voices of Hope to provide funding in the amount of $99,756 for the improved legal advocacy relating to protection orders and immigrants in Lancaster County project. Term of the grant contract is October 1st, 2014 to September 30th, 2017.
And I will note as
Yes,
well that this
yeah.
isn't general property tax dollars. This comes from a federal grant through the Office of Violence Against Women.
Yeah, Commissioner Shore has worked a great deal with these particular programs, and so we thank you for your involvement in that. Okay, do we have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the grant contract. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Abstain.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0 with one abstention. Item H is authorized return of proceeds in the expense accounts for the 401A Lancaster County Employees Retirement Plan and the 457B Deferred Compensation Plan maintained by the Prudential Retirement Insurance and Annuity Company to plan participants under the following terms. 1. All returned funds will be deposited into the Gibraltar account. 2. All participants with a fund balance will receive a distribution. 3. The amount of each distribution will be prorated based on the amount of the balance each participant has in the plans. And 4. A combined total of $30,000 for the plans shall be retained in the expense accounts.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay. Okay, and Carrie, would you
I'll be
like
happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, could you identify yourself, please?
Basically, I'm Kerry Egan, Chief Administrative Officer for County Board. Basically, these funds are for 100% of the benefit of the plan participants. With our contract that we had first with Nationwide and then with Prudential when we went to them about 7 or 8 years ago, they program of revenue sharing where these monies are made available to help pay plan expenses. So the plan is self-sustaining. There are no subsidies from the county general fund whatsoever. But these funds must be used entirely for the benefit of the employees. We've managed to accumulate a rather large amount, about $309,000, that it's hard to come up with plan expenses to pay. We had some legal research done on that, and rather than just let this fund accumulate forever, we need to put it back into the accounts of the employees. We did run this by the Pension Review Committee several months ago. There's a lot of details and moving parts on this, so it's taken a while. But it was the recommendation of the county, and I touched base with the board with this on this last week, that probably the money going back into the Gibraltar account would be the cleanest way to do it. It may put some accounts out of balance, but we are talking about a very small amount that's going to go into each account. But then people that rebalance automatically, they'll get back into the balance that they want anyway. Also, the people that have the most money in the account are the ones who generate the most expense. So that's why it's prorated based on the amount of funds or the balance that an employee would have. We're also looking at money going back to anybody that has an active balance. Right now, they don't have to be an active participant, but if they have a balance there, then they help generate the money. We thought that would be the fairest. And finally, we need to retain about $30,000 for ongoing expenses, mostly our contract with Siegel, Rogers Casey, our friend Frank Piccarelli, who comes out once or twice a year to help us with our investment review. So that's it in a nutshell. About 95% of the funds are in the 401A, which is the retirement program, and then another 5% is in the 457 deferred comp program, which is voluntary. So the combined total will be 30. So it'll be about 28,500 or so, 28,800 in the. We'll go back to the 401A participants, and the remainder of the 30,000 will go back to the 457 participants. So happy to answer any questions. Todd.
All right.
Well, I'd just like to thank Carrie and Doug Sear in particular, but the whole committee as well, for bringing this to our attention and keeping these funds working for the people that are participating in it. And the retention of $30,000 for those expenses is adequate, and there's no sense of the rest of that money just laying there. So thank you for your recommendations.
I will add to our new administrative services agreement with Prudential, which saves us about 18 basis points, which is quite a savings, calls for this money to be redistributed yearly that we don't need for expenses. So we won't accumulate such a large amount again in the future.
And my question was, how long did it take to accumulate this amount of money?
Well, we had some carryover from nationwide, so it took quite a while. I don't know exactly, maybe 15 years, maybe not quite that long. But it was about, originally with Nationwide, it was $40,000 a year that we got for revenue sharing or expense account contributions. We dropped that back to $30,000 with Prudential because we were having trouble spending it all. And with the $40,000, we managed to accumulate quite a bit. So going back to 30 means the fees are lower generally. We put this, the difference between the 10,000, 40,000 and the 30,000 goes to fee reduction. But it's still an amount that we can't really go any lower and get the fees any lower. So we're going to get this 30,000 whether we want it or not. And certainly there are plan expenses that we have that we can cover with this money for the benefit of the participants.
Bill?
I have a question about how this $30,000 might compare to the private sector. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of money to administer a fund like this, but
I don't know if there's a difference between private sector or public sector. It's really dependent upon the size of the deferred compensation program. And we're officially a mid-sized program now that we have approaching $200 million of all the combined with the 401 and the 457. So we're getting to be a fairly good-sized account in that regard. All that money, of course, is generated by the contributions of the employer and the employee. There's no unfunded balance at all whatsoever in our plan. So it really depends more on the size of the account than whether it's private or public sector.
what happens if you have expenses that exceed the $30,000?
Well, it would probably come out of the pockets of the county. But with our contract, most of the expenses, the direct expenses, are taken care of by the contract with Prudential. So that you're not going to be in a situation where you have costs that are generated beyond the contract. This is for additional requirements, like you are fiduciaries. You have the duty to make sure that we have the best investments for the employees. There's not a single person that has the expertise to do that on their own. You know, as good as we are and the good people we have like Doug Sear on the Pension Review Committee, we still need experts and consultants who do this for a living. So that's probably the largest expense, and that's with Siegel Rogers Casey, which is the lion's share. There's also professional organizations that we're able to join, Prudential conferences. This money will pay the additional expenses to the taxpayers on that as well.
Commissioner Hudkins?
And the other major thing is that we're a defined contribution instead of a defined benefit, so we don't have to worry about an unfunded mandate in the end if they have to pay these things out. And a lot of this board chose over nearly 30 years ago to go that route, and it's been a much more prudent and a defensible and a solid retirement plan, because what's in there is what you get. We don't have something that's unfunded, so we probably aren't going to have those types of administrative expenses that would be caused by litigation or people that are upset by not being fully funded and things like that. Big difference between defined contribution, defined benefit.
Any further discussion? Okay, it's been moved.
If you have any other questions at any time, I'm available. I love this stuff.
It shows.
Thank goodness somebody does.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this authorization of return of proceeds. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next are consent items. We have setting of a public hearing on Tuesday, February 24th, 2015 at 10:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding automatic renewal of retail liquor licenses issued in Lancaster County and outside the corporate limits of any city for which the county clerk has received no protests. Also setting of a public hearing for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015 at 10:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding an amusement license application from Leanne Inc. for the Cinco de Mayo Poker Run at Merle's Food and Drink on May 2nd, 2015. And we have receive and place on file the following report for January 2015 from Records and Information Management.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
I think that we have, and we have 3 students here. Okay, can you just tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Just your name and where you go to school?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
My name's Paige, and I go to the university. And then we're both in a class, and it's a leadership and public organizations class. And one of our assignments is to come to choose any meeting that we want to go to, and then we'll present about it in our class, and then write a paper about what we thought and stuff like that.
Okay, and your name?
I'm Shelby, and I'm also a student at the university, and we're in the same class, and we're both hospitality.
Interesting.
I'm Ryan Nielsen. I'm a journalism student over at the UNL. I'm doing this for my reporting class because during the semester we have to cover 3 meetings in the city, and so this is my first meeting.
Okay, well, welcome, and we hope that you gain sufficient information to be able to write a good paper. Okay, thank you.
Well put.
Moving on to announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, February 19th, 2015 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, February 24th, 2015 at 10:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building with the Board of Equalization immediately following. The county commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or at commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live. It is rebroadcast on Tuesday and Saturday on 5 City TV, Cable Channel 5. In addition, the meeting may be viewed on the internet at lancaster.ne.gov under 5 City TV, Video on Demand, or 5 City TV on YouTube.
Will we adjourn?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, and we'll move on now to the Lancaster County Board of Equalization.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Also joining us today for the meeting is Connie Allschwede, representing the County Assessor's Office. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, February 10th, 2015.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes. Any additions or corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 is additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of additions and deductions?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the additions and deductions. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Item 3 are motor vehicle tax exemption applications for the following: The Bridge Behavioral Health, Inc., Catholic Social Services, Centerpoint, Inc., First Lutheran Church, Homestead Presbytery, Lutheran Family Services of Nebraska, Inc., Lux Center for the Arts, and the Vietnamese Martyrs Catholic Church.
I move approval.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
And seeing no one come forward,
I move adjournment?
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
and Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, we are adjourned.